What is up, party people? Hopefully my Wi-Fi can handle some gaming and some streaming. Let's get to it. Looks like we're alright so far. Got a message. Invited me to play Terraria. And no thank you. I'm gonna play Elden Ring Night Rain. Come on, Holmes. I'm gonna play Elden Ring Night Rain in preparation for the new DLC coming out. Come on, Holmes. You know I just be waiting for the new DLC to come out. I thought the law and the law won. I must become smaller, such that Elden Ring can become greater. Or should I keep it like this? I should probably minimize it. That's fair. Alright, let's rip it. I fought the law when the law won. Alright, I'm trying to beat the Night Lord with every single character. But the problem is, I don't know which characters I've beaten him with and which I've not. Result history? That's not. How am I gonna figure out who I've beaten him with or not? Okay, well, we've definitely done Duchess. No, we've definitely done Raider. I don't know if we've done Duchess. Let's see. Should I go back to the beginning? These are all my runs ever. That's crazy. Okay. I guess it's not. It only goes back a certain amount of time. Okay, so I've definitely done Warrior Guy. Duchess. Raider. Guardian. That's good. That'd be a hard one to get solo. Although the others are going to be even harder. Another Guardian. Doesn't look like I have an Iron Eye victory. Maybe that's who we get the easy dub with. No, another Raider. Oh, I do have an Iron Eye. Fair enough. Another Raider. Well, we can warm up with some Iron Eye anyway. Let's warm up before we get into the extremely difficult to play and beat champions. I fought the law and the law won. What? I can have 5? What? What's going on here? They updated it? You can have 5? You can have 6? Oh, wait, this is gonna take me forever. Okay, I'll just do it one at a time. Okay, so I've been using this one. Iron Eye extends duration of weak point. That's good. One additional character skill is very good. That's fine too. Okay. Why are all these blacked out? Do you need like special? How does this work? Oh, you need deep. Oh, I understand. Okay. Okay, in that situation, in that case. I gotcha. I gotcha. Well, let's do an Iron Eye deep run. What does this do again? Yeah, that's not too good. Let's rip an Iron Eye. Let's get it. Oh, I should, Yeah, but the law and the law. Let's do it. Okay. Yeah, about the law and the law. Alright, we got a church right here. I don't know if I've ever had this. Oh, we have a... Okay, this is good. We need to find Gromp, though. Where's Gromp? Okay, these find Gromp. I don't get level 2 off that, do I? Let's just run... Just run here. So we're gonna do boom, 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 boom. I think that's a good call. I do need to find like a few more baddies to level up here. Come on. Should be good. Is that a scarab? Oh, it's a red scarab. Okay, we'll check those later. Improved holy attack power. These suck. Oh well. Go hit this. Hopefully get a stone sword key. Then be able to do an Everjail. Which would be nice. I really don't need to be killing these guys. What am I doing? This is stupid. If I don't love. Come on, come on, come on. Nice. Yeah, we got one. Oh, he's red. Okay. Think we can do this? Oh, I missed. Nice. Okay. Continuous HP lost. I mean, what the? Guess I'll take this great bow. Like, great bows aren't even good, honestly. Or attack when below match, taking damage boost. Oh, that's bad. Alright, we got a stone sword key, so we can go here. And then we can go to this church and then right into the castle, and that should be a very good day if we can round that all out. Oh, I didn't level up. Oh boy. Alright, that's fine. Come on, easy boss. Let's do it. Alright, could be worse. Could be better. Oh boy. Hello. Oh. No, mother flipping guy. Let's not take too long on these guys. No, no, no. Oh my god. This is not our best work right here. Not our best work, but I think we get this. We get this. We get this. We just play super safe, super careful. Don't get one shot. Just tempting. Oh, did I lose all my runes because of that? Yeah, I totally did, right? This one's on me. This one is on me. Where are my runes? I guess I just don't. Well, I got 11,000 from that dude, so they should be somewhere. Do I just take the 11k in peace, or do I keep banging my head against the wall? No. This is a restart. This is just this is what we call a chopped run, a warm-up run. Even though it looked so good. I had such good pathing. I had the shifting earth. Bad. I bought the law and the law won. Isn't there something you can buy to ensure that you get a shifting earth event? I want to do that. I don't know how or where you buy that exactly.
How are you? You wish to know about? I began as what then I did not proceed. I was tossed aware. I began hardly them. How are you fit? Have you noted periodic? You might not pay careful attention.
I feel till next we meet.
Ooh, okay. It's this guy, right? Maybe not. No. That's really good for Revenant. Sweet. Okay. Cool. I don't know how you do the thing where you guarantee a shifting earth, but oh, that's interesting. Let's just run another Deep of Nights. We can do better this time. Hopefully we get another. That's really annoying. Oh, what? Blood loss? Okay, that'd be kind of sick to get a blood loss bow. don't know if I've ever had one of those. I don't know if they exist, but it's possible. Okay. Taking damage restores HP. Defeating enemies restores HP. Not bad. Let's level up. Let's run. Shit. Where should we go? Guess we run to this church. I don't know. It's a little awkward. There's a bow tower over there. That'll be worth hitting. About the law, the law. Sure. Raw produces a mist. Why not? Improved item discovery. Lower stamina and whatever, that's fine. Yikes. Okay. No! Always I do one too many attacks. But this will not be as bad as the last one. That was stupid though. I could have beat that guy. That's why we're warming up. Nice. Okay, let's just run to the castle and see what we can do here. Oh, is this that grape, bro? Shit. Might not. Oh, no, it's not. Still long, though. Should I go to this? Oh. I'm gonna need as much time here as I can. And it is nice. It's not bad. Could be worse. Definitely glad it's not giants. Oh boy. Oh boy. What? Okay, this is actually good. Lord this guy down here. So I don't have to fight him in the freaking. Nope. Oh boy. Ooh. Gotta get out of here. Hey. Alright, we're looking good. No, I will not be responding to you in chat, you AI bot. Whatever the hell you are. Okay, okay, maybe I get this. I think I do get this church. That would be nice. for sure. Oh, hello, Nightmorn. Do not kill me, please. Try to pick some people off over here. Okay, Banish Knights. But they're red. Nope. No, I knew that was gonna happen. Oh boy. Oh boy. I knew it. Just grab my levels and get out of here. These guys take way too long to kill. That's fine. More Banished Knights. This is kind of just like a Banished Knights kingdom. It's a party for these guys. Oh, no, no. I'm actually bad for that one. Ugh. I gotta get used to this game. I shouldn't have got him ulted. That was in too. I just got fed up. Parry the spell. Armor inflicts blood loss. How about we do? Okay. I mean, fair enough. It's Let's run over here. Can I do this? If I can, I should. Can I do this track? Back to the track. Okay. Devour Scepter improve. Okay. Now we're going still here. I really should be getting back to the castle probably, but this can work. Especially if I get a stone sword key here, because there's an ever jail. I'm gonna get invaded. I guess I should be careful. I should do this methodically. I don't need to rush. Okay, there's the invasion. Nice. Easy. Duchess's dagger +2. Successive attacks negate damage is something I like. Let's do that. No, 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 no. Come on, dude. The normal guy, for real? I knew I should have cleared these dudes. Oh, well. Definitely need to go get them levels, at the very least, even if I don't. Man, is it worth staying and killing, or no? Not sure. Oh boy. Alright, we're still good. No, what? He just one shots? What the? Successive attacks not negating any damage? Fascinating. And the circle's gonna close in a pretty major way. Okay. I think I should be able to kill him though, quick. Come on, we gotta get up there quick though. This is so stupid. You should never fight these guys. Note to self. This guy I really need to kill. This guy I don't really need to kill. No, no, no. No, 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 no. And there was a stone sword key, so it's probably worth running up, grabbing it. Am I just making, like, retardo decisions? Is that what's happening? Probably. It's 147,000 runes. I have to go get them. This is me being absolutely bad at the video game. Really, really bad. Just making horrible decisions. Should not have ever fought that knight in any universe. They just have so much more health when they're purple like that for no reason. And I already got like a good item and a ton of runes. Oh, and that's also what it was. The circle was doing like 150% more damage to me. Forgot about that. Okay, grab runes, get out. Grab stone core key, get out. That's good. I don't even care about the item. Get me out of here. Okay. What a saga. I mean, so not worth, but we did our best. Now, the circle's going to close any second, so I'm definitely not going to the castle. Definitely try to do this Everjail. Might even be a risky one, but we'll see. Okay, that's not bad. Oh, okay. Why am I so squishy? What? And they're already closing. Oh my goodness. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, this is GG. Absolute GG moment already. Just grab the runes and get out. I don't even know what else to do. I'm only level 11. Really bad showing from your boy, but hey, we do our best here. Warm-up game, that's what they say. Maybe we squeak out level 12 or 13. Not 13, probably. Depends on how much these people give us. If I beat them even. No, why? What? Classic. Where do I spawn? Where do I spawn? Right here, okay. Where my runes at? Where they at, though? Don't tell me. They're in this guy. I can't kill that guy. Oh my goodness. And I'm dead. Boys. I fumbled the bag on this one. I fumbled it hardcore. That is just atrocious. Can I cheese this? If I can cheese, I can cheese. I think I'm gonna be able to cheese. If I had to beat the boss though. Which isn't a given at level 10. Who it is. Crucible Knight? Okay, with Hippo, I'm in. Not impossible. Can't fuck up though. Why the? I need a bed full. I think I one shot by everything. Okay, they're bugging. Oh boy. Okay. One down. Nice. Okay. Now it's time to cheese. Maximum. Oh, probably need this. Now it's time to cheese. Where is that guy with my runes? He's over there. So let's drop this so I don't take 1,000,000 damage. Wait, I'm taking 1,000,000 damage. What's going on? Is that not the item that makes me take 1,000,000 damage? Oh my. Did they change it? Do you just take 1,000,000,000,000 damage from the storm now? Like after... No, that was the item. What the hell? Maybe I can... Oh? Oh? We're cheesing? I should have done this from the beginning. Why is he regaining health? There we go. Come on over here, buddy. Took 1 damage. No, don't go away. Come on. I need those runes. I can't be level 10 going into the final boss. Yeah, that's right. Come close, come close. We're so close. Nice. Okay. Well, at least we're level 11. That's just cringe, dude. Whatever. Should really be 13, 14, 15 even on a good run. But here we are. Oh well. Definitely buy a Wind and Grace. Let's buy one of these. Great. Guess we're using this. Oh, and I didn't pick up the weapon again, but that's fine. It's not that great. Alright, this will be a miracle. We need a miracle for this one, but we can do it. I've seen greater disparities. Actually, no, I haven't. This is probably the weakest I've ever been coming into the Night Lord, but... Or actually, I don't know what boss it will be. That's Equilibrious. Okay. Still tough. Probably the second hardest. You gotta be kidding me. One shots? Like, are you serious? What's actually making it one shot? I guess the fact that I'm way under leveled. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. GG. Never had a chance. No. Oh, so close. What the? Yeah. Fair enough. If I hadn't fucked up at the beginning, I could have beat him at a level 11, which is crazy style. Crazy style. That's what you call a good warm-up game. That's what you call a good warm-up game. You fuck up, you miss everything, still do pretty good. Let me take a piss. I'll be right back. Alright. Should be right back. Alright. Let's get into it. Let's get back at it. I gotta get into fighting form here. I gotta be better. Oh wait, is it gonna let me change my character? I want to change my character. Please. Okay, nice. Let's do a little bit of the Sky Raider. He's busted. Probably better at him than I am at Iron Eye. Alright, where are we going? Where are we going? We're flying in here. We can try to hit... Not a lot of churches on this side. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Okay. So we'll go... Actually, maybe we just go straight to that. That's really good. Taking damage, boost damage negation. Sure. That's bad. Okay, I think I level up and go straight to the thing. I'm not even gonna bother with that church. Could go straight here, actually. That would probably make sense. Let's do that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No! No, no, I'm bad. Whatever. I should have disembarked and jumped down. Okay, well, it's actually fine because it's not on that floor anyway, so. What? Are you kidding? What? She was stuck in there. Do I get the souls if they kill her while I'm like loading? Looks like I do. So I have 7,000 souls. Oh, yeah, I like that. And I'm out of here. Sweets. Let me hit this Ever-Jail. Actually, let's hit the church first and then come back for the Ever-Jail. Definitely should have jumped off the back, but whatever. Night's closing already? What? Okay. Guess I did die. Maybe I can cheese this Ever-Jail real quick. We have to kind of hope it's a good, easy boss. Oh, I can't believe the night's closing. Okay, this is not the worst. This could actually be a lot worse. Very close. Very nice. Yep, that's real good. Okay, now we're balling. Alright, now we just go to the... Leonine is easy, but don't have time. No, come on. Just take them both. Alright. What do we get? Improved attack power and full HP, continuous HP recovery? Those are very good together. got. Yeah, okay, this can work. Oh, no. Not ideal. No, mother. Alright. Gotta be a little more patient. And I can kind of cheese. This is a high variance play because I have to actually beat him now, but I could get extra runes from this. Okay, I can't do jump attacks, they just don't work. No, what the? Ancient hero, so tricky. We beat this guy though, we beat him. Here we go. What? Okay, that was just dumb. I thought he was doing the long range one. This will still barely be worth, I think. Okay. Beast Claw Hammer, yep. I'll take that. Butchering Knife we will take. Wending Grace. Okay, 2 Wending Grace. Okay. That's actually really strong. What? Let's close. Okay. Alright, we'll come back and get these guys. Can I get that church? Probably shouldn't. But I can get this one. Don't think I can take Draconic Tree Sentinel right now. Get a level for him. Alright, these guys are weak to fire. It's gonna be demi-human? Yeah. No. Okay, we're good. No, that killed me. Mine. Oh, that does. Damn. Let's go this into castle. Well, What? You're not supposed to be able to die in that. They change it? Hey, what's up, Ron H? Daniel Hakikachu, Andrew Wilson. No, I didn't see that. That's something we should check out. I've seen Daniel Hakikachu get absolutely wrecked by pretty much everybody, every apologist online. So I'm not sure that I'm not surprised that Andrew Wilson crushed him. He is a top tier debater. How you doing, Ron H? Have you been in the chat before? I'm guessing you have. If you know what we're usually talking about. Oh yeah, big poise. Outside. Alright, let's get over. Let's do this. Oh yeah, that's Leonine, I think. We should be able to beat him in time. Leonine should get actually shreked by my poise. What was the debate topic? Was it Islam, or I'm guessing it was. Or maybe it was a forced doctrine thing. Nice. Boosted HP, that's great. Level 12 is not bad, definitely better than our last run. Should hopefully be level 13 by the time we get to the boss. Probably shouldn't go in here. His debate was showing how Muslim countries are statistically high in cousin marriages, thus leading to low IQ countries. The debate topic was, it's better for society, Islam, or Christianity. And it's Mighty Sarlacc. What's up, Mighty Sarlacc? Wow, that is interesting. I'll have to check that out. Maybe after this run, we'll do a little bit of that. That sounds fun. No, I knew that was gonna happen. Damn. What's up, Comic Brandon? How you doing? How you doing? What do you think about Muslim countries being statistically low IQ because of cousin marriage? Tree sentinel. Okay. he healing? What's going on? Nice. Easy. Nice. Easy. Oh, okay, this is a tough one. Stamina? Shortened. Dude, these are all really good. Why don't we go for more physical damage negation? Just be massive tank. Okay, what you guys talking about? Wrong guy sounds like a racist. Every culture does cousin marriage and IQ is racist, right? Daniel conceded in saying prefers dumber societies as long as they follow Muslim Sharia law. It's a bad look for religious people as they pick their religion based on whoever racist. And Comic Brandon's just trolling Sarlacc. Don't worry too much about him. Wow. Islam isn't a race. Never brought up race. Yeah, sounds like someone's looking up skewed statistics. It's not skewed. It's true. Yeah, it's a consensus. It's pretty obvious that Muslim countries are incestuous at the very least. Where would one find a Muslim country? I mean, just throw a dart at a map and you'll probably hit one. If you throw it somewhere in the, what is it, the Eastern Hemisphere? Middle East, Africa. Well, Brandon, we'd hate to see you go. But we're just stating facts. If you can't handle facts, then this might not be the place for you. Unfortunately not. But we love you, Comic Brandon. Please stick around and watch me defeat the Night Lord. Cope and Cry Garter. Yeah. Alright, alright. We got this. Tricephalus. I should do Beast's Claw. Come at me. Not like that. Come on. Oh, what is all this? No. Alright. One life down. Boy, that was tough. Nice. Nice. GG. Cope and cry harder. Yeah, Brandon tried to make it about race. However, Muslims are not just Arab, which destroys his race card argument. I'm surprised that Brandon's not racist. He seems like he kind of is. That did he actually leave because of that? That's crazy. All right, very nice. Let's check out that debate, shall we? And then call it a day. All right. So. Whew. Andrew Wilson, Daniel Hakikachu. Daniel Pikachu. Nice.
Here's our speakers. First, Daniel Hakikachu. He is an American.
Studied how important religion is to people's lives. And for Muslim countries, they're dark yellow, indicating 80 to 100% of people saying religion is very important to them, while most Christian countries are much lower in gray and blue. The 2024 Integrated Values Survey confirms this. In majority Muslim countries like Indonesia.
Andrew, on your first word.
Good job, man. The fun thing about debate is you get to actually get in the mind of your opponent. What? What happened? Oh. The fun thing about debate is you get to actually get in the mind of your opponent. You get to study and dissect the things that they say and believe. After watching Daniel for hours, a few things became obvious. The first, he's a far better Muslim apologist than I am a Christian apologist, that's for sure. But he's far weaker on politics than myself and the nature of the world. The second is that he's an above average debater, but he ain't quite God tier. See, if I were Daniel and fighting from his worldview, I'd point out Christianity is fractured and weak, that Christianity is totally incapable of fighting back against the degeneracy of our time. Its impotence has led to social categories of degeneracy at levels nobody could have predicted, especially with the advent of the internet. I would point out Muslim societies don't work that way, that Muslims have feminism and degens under control, that everything in modern-day Christians in the West are fighting for against degeneracy, Islam has already achieved in their lands. That's what I would do if I were Daniel.
Okay.
When talking about which is better for
Giving him some
society,
tips.
Islam or Christianity, this becomes a powerful argument. But I'd go a step further if I were Daniel. I'd also say my opponent will argue like an atheist progressive that Andrew Wilson, the guy who promotes anti-feminist and egalitarian doctrine, is going to sit up here and act like an egalitarian progressive and cry about Islam being mean to the women and cry about Islam not being very nice to the gays. Well, you were wrong. Sadly for Daniel, while this tactic would normally be effective against a sewing circle Christian, I'm not part of that cast, sir. Now, let me get into my argument for why Christianity makes better societies than Islam, and it's pretty simple. Islamic societies breed an inbred population. Next slide, please. Muslim inbreeding has been occurring at a high rate for about 1,400 years since the early Islamic period, encompassing most of the land still occupied by Islam today. It spread from the 8th to the 15th century, moved into Persia, North Africa, South Asia, where it remains and has created some of the dumbest human beings on planet Earth. The most common type of inbreeding is first cousin marriage. The rates of first cousin marriage in comparison to Christian nations is staggeringly high, even in comparison to regions occupied by Arab Christians. When a nation has both Christians and Muslims, Muslims are often double or higher than Christians. Example, India, Lebanon. Next slide, please. Muslim inbreeding. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Pakistan at 65%. 65%, meaning
Whoa.
more likely
That's
than
a
not,
lot.
you're having sex with your cousin, and if you're not, you're the weird one.
That's wild.
Okay? For the low IQ members of MDD, that means these people are more likely than not having sex with their aunts or uncles' children. Whew, Saudi Arabia, 50 to 58%, with an average 76 IQ. Who would have thunk it? UAE, 54%, 82 IQ. The crown jewel of the Arab world, you are more likely than not to be banging your first cousin. Iran, 40%, 80 IQ. Yemen, 45%, 62.9 IQ. Qatar, 30%, 80.8 IQ. Now, we're going to continue, right? Oman, 36%, 78. Syria, 39%, 74 IQ. Turkey, 25%, 86 IQ. Jordan, 32%, 80 IQ. Egypt, 32%, 76 IQ. It goes on and on and on, and it just never gets better. Next slide, please. Thank you. Compared to Christian countries, let's take a look. Usually less than 1%.
Wow.
Now, I wonder why Christians build
Incredible.
better societies, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's keep going. We want to pull up the slide here, moving right along. As countries become more Christian, inbreeding declines, right? We can see this from church intervention in Spain, 20 to 30% post-Reconquista group. A people group must be able to competently defend itself or bank on the benevolence of the people group, which can. And almost everybody is going to prefer the society that can. Imagine the irony here of arguing against the very Christians you find inadequate morally, yet bank on their moral benevolence to not wipe your low IQ asses off the face of planet Earth. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that opening as well. I wanted to take a moment to say thank you to our friends at Maine First Project for sponsoring DebateCon 6, as they also post any footage other than if it's TikTok length, that's fine. But we're going to kick it into 5-minute rebuttals. First with Daniel, the floor is all yours.
So this falls exactly into what I predicted. You argued like a libtard. This falls into exactly what I predicted. You argued like a libtard. How? You're saying that success is on the basis of IQ, Well, how are you going to argue tomorrow when you debate with an atheist that Christian IQ is higher than secular atheist IQ? In fact, the atheist IQ is much higher than Christian IQ. So your entire standard for judging Islam applies just...
Which IQ is a flawed statistic, but when you have such a sweeping stat of like every Islamic country being that low IQ, it certainly says something. Now, the reason that atheists probably have a higher IQ, if that's true, than the average Christian is, one, there are much fewer atheists, and the only people that are atheists are the ones that are inundated with college culture. That, like, the overeducated dummies that go to college become atheists. That's crazy. At the question and answer portion, a guy asked for your nephew, asked for your daughter, hand in marriage. Obviously, Andrew said no, and Daniel said yes. Lamau.
As much to Christianity, and tomorrow when you're debating the atheist, you'll have to concede that your Christian religion is associated or correlated with lower IQ. Therefore, atheism or secularism...
But not due to incest. That's the point. The reason Muslim countries have lower IQ is due to incest, which is a major difference. Okay.
is better for society because it raises IQ.
Yep.
So if you have a problem, again, with lower IQ, look at medieval or middle-age Christian societies. And also, here's another big problem. IQ is also linked with race. So if you want to prioritize high IQ, you should discourage interbreeding between races. Why should higher average IQ from Asians or whites or Jews or whatever race that has a higher average IQ, Christianity encourages or allows interbreeding between the races? That will result in a lower IQ. So you should be against that because that's going to, over time, lower the average IQ of society. So that should be something that you need to oppose to be consistent. Interracial marriage or interracial breeding should be contrary to your point or contrary to your position. Also, yeah, I mean, I'm just shocked that your entire argument about why Christianity is better than Islam is a cousin marriage argument. That's like shocking because it just works so far against you.
How is that? It's like, it's surprising that you would point out that 65% of people in Pakistan marry their first cousins, to say that society is better under a Christian rather than a Muslim regime. Well, obviously you don't want everyone marrying their cousins. What the? I mean, yeah, this is just low tier, weak. All right, you look at Andrew's face. That pretty much sums up, like, why wouldn't you point out that there's a ton of incest in Muslim societies when you're saying that a Christian society is better than a Muslim society? Unless you support incest, of course, which Daniel Haqiqatjou, of course, does support incest.
So... If IQ is the end-all, be-all of what makes a society good, then Christianity loses to atheism and secularism. Like, case closed.
It's not that IQ is an end-all, be-all. It's that incest is a negative mark against a society.
So, like, and many Christian societies are low IQ, as in the same way as certain Muslim countries.
Man, that's a good point by Mighty Sarlacc here. The Hebrew people come from the same region as the Muslims, as the Arabs. So their higher IQ actually probably would point to the fact that they're just not inbreeding, which the Muslims are. So
the thing about the difference between me and you is my values are based on marriage, family, traditional values.
Your cousin. Marriage and family with your cousin.
Of that nature, not atheistic values of IQ and intelligence.
We're going to jump into Andrew's rebuttal as well. The timer is set for you. 5 minutes, Andrew.
Libtard value. Don't your first cousin.
Yeah, that's real libtard.
Libtard.
Don't fuck your first cousin.
Let me just point out that Daniel Haqiqatjou didn't actually rebut any of my arguments. Not a single one. My argument was simple, and I'll repeat it here again. The argument is that your society has to rely on the benevolence of mind to exist because of your general IQ. You see, remember how I told you the 70 to 85 is basic jobs, practical skills, routine labor? That's most Muslim societies, sir. Doesn't matter if you point out 2 exceptions to the rule. Even in those societies in which Christians have a lower IQ, guess what you find? Their interbreeding rates are going down, and when you compare them to the same Arab population where they're inbreeding, that section of the population, the IQ is always lower. So what's my argument here? My argument is that Christian societies are better because they lower inbreeding, which collectively takes your IQ so far down the rabbit trail that you end up having to beg the higher IQ individuals for protection from them. You have to bank on their benevolence. Imagine this guy is banking on the benevolence of Christians who have a high enough IQ to basically eradicate all of the Middle East. There's nothing they can do about it. And they're banking on that benevolence while telling you all that you're immoral. You're immoral. This is not an atheist argument. Far and away. Well, the argument here is based around what it is that we're discussing. And what are we discussing? Which makes for better societies.
Yo, Spelioth, welcome. If you've been here before, let me know. If not, welcome for the first time. We are watching a debate between Andrew Wilson and Daniel Hakikachu. Basic argument here goes that Muslim countries far and away inbreed at higher rates than really any other society, but especially Christian societies. A statistic that Andrew Wilson brought to the table that Daniel was not able to rebut or refute is that less than 1% of Christians or people in Christian nations procreate with their first cousins. And in some cases, like in Pakistan, it's up to 65% of Muslims inbreed. This leads to lower IQ, but really the problem here is the inbreeding. I mean, the fact that inbreeding is rampant in Muslim countries and not in Christian countries means that a Christian society is a better society, which is the topic of the debate.
Christianity or Islam? How can you claim you have better societies, sir, when half of your societies are so inbred, their IQs are like borderline retarded? How could this possibly be of benefit? And you know what they do when they go to other countries? They keep doing it. They keep doing it. Now he says, well, if you value IQ more than all other values, who said anything about that? The debate is not about that. It's about which makes for better societies. Now, which society would you rather live in? Would you rather live in a society of donkey pull cart? Right? Donkey pull cart? Because we're not smart enough to make car. We're not smart enough to even have infrastructure because we're at 70 IQ, 80 IQ, borderline retarded individuals. That's a society. Who's moving there? Who's moving? Nobody. They're all moving here. Why? Because they want the societies that Christians have. By the way, let me point a couple other things out. No, Christians are not stupid. Yes, their IQs are much higher, much higher. Even in non-white areas, they're much higher, sir, because they don't inbreed. And it's very frowned upon. Go figure. And interestingly enough, let me just point this out, that Christians have a much smarter enemy. Much smarter enemy. You're right, they do have a high IQ. You need high IQ people to combat that with these values. Islam can make no inroads. They don't have the technology. They can't mount an invasion. They can't even make a power plant. Right? How are they going to do that? Daniel, what's your big plan? His big plan is to bank on the fact that there's enough suicidal empathy in the West to keep on importing Muslims. That's about it. That's it. That could be his only plan. These people can't make armies. That requires massive organization and mobilization. You think that these people could ever attack the West? That's a laughable prospect. He started with Zionism. He has 10 million Jews in his backyard. They can't do shit about it. Nothing. 1 billion versus 10 million, they can't do anything. They launch their entire missile payload. It does nothing because of the IQ difference in these regions. The IQ difference is so wide that if they even tried to collectivize, it would still be done, and they know it. And they can't collectivize anyway because it requires a high enough IQ to follow orders. Okay? So that's my argument. My argument basically is very simple. You have to have a high enough IQ to have a society to begin with. Christians make it by lowering everywhere they go. Your family members, my God. Back to you, Daniel.
Pretty solid.
With that, we have 60 minutes of open dialogue, though the open dialogue is broken into 90-second segments just to be sure there's no interruptions. Daniel, we're ready for you for your first 90 seconds.
Sure. So he said that I didn't address his argument that Muslims rely on Christian benevolence because Christians have such high IQ that they could just technologically eliminate Muslims whenever they wanted. Well, Christians are at the mercy of atheists. Christians are at the mercy of higher IQ atheists. Christians are at the mercy of higher
What?
IQ Ashkenazi Jews.
No, they're not.
Christians are at the mercy of China and Asia. If you want to make a might makes right argument, then we're in the same boat, buddy. Muslims and Christians are closer together in the same boat compared to these other groups. So this is a self-defeating argument.
But that even if that were true, that would still make Christian society better than Islamic society. Even if that's what the argument was he was making, which it isn't. But if that were the argument, then still Christians would be a better society than Muslims. Even if you want to concede that atheists are better and Buddhists are better, whatever, it would still lose. Crazy. Whole
Also,
payload does nothing.
AI is going to eliminate this so-called advantage of IQ. AI is making it irrelevant. I don't know why you're laughing. AI is going to...
He's laughing because who invented the AI? Who creates and innovates and invents AI? Christian countries. Okay. Western Christian values, even if they're not openly Christian, the value structure is Christian, which allows for technological advancement.
Eliminate a biological IQ difference between different races, between different religions.
Also, his argument is basically, because AI, I get to sleep with my cousin. Because AI exists, I can sleep with my cousin. No problem. I mean, okay.
In different countries. So that's a big problem for this kind of IQ argument. You're talking about people moving to the higher IQ West. Well, you have Christians from Latin America migrating en masse in the millions, 10 million over the past 5 years, coming into the United States. They're coming from Christian countries to the U.S. So you think that they're coming because it's a Christian country, or is it because of economic opportunity? And many people actually prefer to live in these countries. You have people in the U.S. being passport pros and living in South America because they're tired of this shithole United States, unfortunately, what it's become, despite the high IQ.
90 seconds.
Why is that, Andrew? Explain it.
We'll switch over to Andrew. I want to remind you folks, please do self-regulate so that we don't have difficulty hearing the speaker. With that, Andrew, the floor is yours.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can make that argument. There are some high IQ Christian nations that move to even higher IQ Christian nations, but none of them move to Muslim nations. You're not getting anybody to move
That's a good
over
point.
there, Daniel, because you don't have civilizations. You can't create civilizations. He says AI is going to come along and solve it all. You got to be smart enough to use the AI, Daniel. You have to be smart enough to use the AI. Remember, 70 to 85, that's your societies. 70 to 85. Basic
IQ.
jobs, practical skill, routine labor. Doesn't sound like a bunch of automation, robot building, AI savvy individuals to me, Daniel. He points out the ideas of IQ. Remember, we have to have a basic minimum for civilization, about 98 to 100 to 115. They don't have it. That's the distinction in our civilizations. And it's because of one value. Christians outlaw screwing your own family members. That's it. Simple. They outlawed. It's no good. And even in places where it's legal, we must be adhering to the ecclesiology here, Daniel, because where it's legal, people still ain't banging their cousins. That's your societies, the ones that you build. And what you have built is a collective of some of the dumbest people on planet Earth who are at the mercy of Christians. And don't try to cope and say, no, they're at the mercy of the atheists. Give me a break. Everybody is at the mercy right now of Western nations and Western Christians, which are in them. And that includes
90
Eastern
seconds.
Europe, by the way. So this is all cope. He hasn't refuted any of the arguments. How can he possibly say these low IQ societies which Islam creates are better than the ones Christians
90
do on this one
that's 90
principle? I want to
seconds.
hear it.
Go ahead, Daniel.
Yeah, so you don't need to know how AI works to be able to operate it. That's why it's a evening of the playing field. I don't know if anyone here has used AI, but you don't actually need to know how to program AI to be able to use it. This is something that is very obvious, how AI is going to make IQ differences really irrelevant in the future, and this is what all of the futurists are saying. Second of all, you have Christians in more religious Christian countries going to less religious Christian countries. You have, again, the sub-Saharan Africans, you have the Latin Americans who are Christian going into more secularized nations. So this is, again, an argument for secularism, not for Christianity. You say that there are no Christians moving to Muslim countries. What about all the Christians in Africa, in the Philippines, in Southeast Asia that go to Dubai, that go to the UAE, that go to Saudi? That is a counterexample to your really bizarre claim. You also, again, look at what makes a society great. I think that's the overarching point that is so hard to believe that a Christian would make this argument. I value marriage. I value children. I value having big families. I value belief in God. I believe church attendance or like religious attendance to places of worship. These are the things that I find valuable, and I showed you how within Muslim countries, all of these things are higher, despite having a lower IQ, which I'll grant you. Did you say over or 10 seconds?
No, you're good. That was 90 seconds. Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, so this is really funny. Imagine the irony of saying this. Well, Christians are moving to more secular countries. So are Muslims. Well, what are you talking about? The mass migration. No one's bitching about the mass migration of the Christians right now, are they, to Christian nations? They're bitching about it the other way around. Really interesting, too, he still hasn't refuted the argument. Notice he does everything we get in the He says, we really value marriage to our first cousins. To our first cousins, we think it's great. It's fantastic. We really value it. It's like, no, that's not a value of mine, sir, and I don't think that that's secular to say. It's not a value of Christians. Do not want to have sex with their family members. And by the way, can you please explain, even though I've asked you many times, how it could be possible, sir, that you create better societies than Christians where everywhere Christians go based on their ecclesiology, their ecclesiastic authority, and the fact that they're Christians, inbreeding goes down, making sure that the IQ at least sits somewhere around can function. Can you please, for the love of all that is good, I don't even care if you Google it at this point, just contend with the argument. How are you making a better society with inbreeding and your Muslim values, which over 1,400 years have produced the dumbest societies on planet Earth?
Wait, let me ask the audience a question here. I'm sorry. Let me ask the audience a question.
Appeal to the audience.
Are there electric cars being developed in Latin America? Are there new AI technologies being developed in Brazil and Argentina?
Probably
are they being
some.
developed in sub-Saharan Africa, these Christian countries? Because they don't have cousin marriage, do they, Andrew? So why aren't they developing all of these technologies, these amazing technologies, AI, nuclear weapons, fighter jets? I didn't see Brazil or Honduras producing any fighter jets, Andrew. Is it because they don't have cousin marriage? Why? They should be having this brain-blasting IQ in all these Christian countries. Why is that not the case? If Christianity is the secret sauce, Andrew, then tell me why these countries don't have those technologies. Explain it, because the reason...
Why don't the Muslim countries? I mean, you explain that.
I'll give you a spoiler alert, because it's not Christianity. It's not Christianity and cousin marriage that causes this discrepancy. And if you're so high IQ in the United States, how are you not able to figure out birth rate, fertility rate? Why are these countries going extinct? Why is Europe going extinct? Why is Christianity, these Christian countries in Europe, the population is on a nosedive despite the high IQ? They can't even figure out how to reproduce at replacement levels. Gee, I guess IQ leads to extinction because it's correlated, right? The higher IQ you have, the lower the fertility rate. So it seems like the more Christianity you have, the more chances you have of going extinct, Andrew. Explain that for us.
Well, if that were the case, you're in big trouble. Because if it's the case that your IQ stays the same and then collectively secularist IQ goes up, what's to stop them from wiping all of you out and you can't do anything about it? Your argument, unfortunately, destroys you. When you say, well, wait a second, what about these South American nations, right? Are they? Yes, they're way more advanced than your nations. Way more. Not even in the same universe more advanced than your nations. Yes. The truth of the matter is that the reason Islam creates worse societies. We can bicker about theology, right? Hey, I'm sure Daniel could probably get me on some points there, but you can't bicker on the facts. And he hasn't contended with the argument still. He's asked me a bunch of questions. Did you actually hear an argument, anybody?
Nope.
Because there isn't an argument.
Didn't hear nothing.
The reason Islam makes worse societies is because They have a doctrine for cousin marriage. Now, notice Daniel didn't say, no, you can't f your first cousin and marry her. No. He didn't say that because he probably believes that you should. He probably believes it's fine. He probably believes something about like it protects inheritance or something like this, right? The thing is, though, is like, can we please get an argument for how a society that doesn't at least have 100 IQ so we can have middle management isn't better than, well, donkey pull cart? That's what I want to know. And please, for the love of God, sir, when you say it's not because of Christianity, the entire historical record disagrees with you. When pagans were at 20 to 30%, guess what? It was Christians who brought that down.
90 seconds.
And by the way, in all of the Muslim shared nations with Christians and Muslims, they're always lower IQ than the Christians because they f their cousins.
Time. We'll go over to Daniel, 90 seconds as well.
Again, throughout Christian history, you had sub 100 IQ. Throughout Christian history. It's only because of the Flynn effect in recent centuries that you have this change. So all of the criticisms that you're applying to Islam apply to your past civilization. How
Past civilization. Okay, and? So say that were the case. Does that make his argument wrong?
did you have a Christian civilization with sub 100 IQ, Andrew? Was the Byzantine Empire a S-hole? They had sub 100 IQ. How did they have a civilization without having positive 100 IQ? You can't explain that. You can have a beautiful, expansive civilization and empire with sub 100 IQ because there's other values that are significant to human existence. Values like marriage, family, God, worshiping God. You don't need to be a positive 100 IQ genius to be able to love and be devoted to God. I think that is actually more of the Christian message than this kind of IQ chauvinism that you're presenting. This doesn't seem Christian at all. This really doesn't seem Christian. You keep talking about like donkeys pulling carts. Go to the Philippines, bro. They're Christians. Go to the Philippines. Go to some of these African countries. Go to Botswana, Christian country. They have donkeys pulling. So apparently their Christianity and their lack of cousin marriage is not helping them. So this is a really bizarre argument, and all of you can laugh and chuckle it and laugh it up, but it doesn't change how stupid this argument is. If you have, okay, if IQ is this end-all be-all of civilization and the end-all be-all of progress, then why is the West going in a nosedive? All the things, Andrew, that you brilliantly, beautifully criticize about the West, the LGBTQ, the lack of marriage, that's happening in these non-cousin marriage countries. So clearly, having the highest IQ, so clearly IQ is not the end-all be-all.
Switch it over.
Let's take a look at the first straw man. Did I ever say IQ is the end-all be-all? No, of course not. Straw man still hasn't told us how Muslims build better civilizations when they produce 70 to 85 IQ.
Let's go to the question. I think we get the point.
So
of this.
we don't want questions that are going to, to be personal attacks or even things that are off topic, trying to just get under people's skin. The debaters work their asses off. We really do appreciate them. So we want to give them the proper respect. We'll have the first question be from Rachel Wilson. Wait, one last thing. Oh, is that none of this, I have two questions business. We only do one question at a time, and I got to hold it just to be sure nobody tries any filibustering.
All right, so my question for Daniel is, I don't know if you're aware, you kind of gave the game away where you kind of stated that the Muslim plan is to infiltrate Western countries and kind of outbreed us, right? If you can't beat them, outbreed them. But I don't know if you're aware of the fact that when Muslims emigrate to Western nations, they still marry their cousins at about the same rate, but within 1 to 2 generations, their birth rate is just about on par with all of us in the West. So how's that going to turn out for you guys, do you think?
I think you're referring to like another debate. It's another debate that I had with a white nationalist. And the white nationalist was kind of making this might makes right argument as well, that the white nations are going to dominate the Muslim nations. And I said, look, if might makes right, then you don't have really a kind of moral argument against immigration. The Muslims who are immigrating can also make a might makes right that, okay, fine.
That's not what she asked at all. What about, she said nothing about might makes right. I think he's responding to another debate.
If you are going to have, that we're up.
So my question's actually for Andrew, but I would like to hear your response as well, Daniel. Andrew, I'm sure you're familiar, but we have this tradition in the West where the man typically goes to the father and asks for the daughter's hand in marriage. If your nephew came up to you asking this, would you permit it?
No.
Daniel?
Sorry, I didn't understand. Your nephew, can you repeat that?
So we have this tradition in the West where the man who wants to marry a lady goes to the father asking for the daughter's hand in marriage. So if your nephew came to you with this request, would you permit it?
Yeah, I'd consider it, yeah.
Thank
I
you.
consider it depending on qualities I'd have, yeah.
Okay, there you go. I mean, we shouldn't be surprised.
I
At
mean,
least
this is
he's
something-
consistent.
If Jesus was also like the,
Oh,
the church
yeah.
fathers living,
Folks, I
at
do
the
wanna
early
hold on.
centuries.
Folks, I do want to ask, just so the other people that are listening to the speaker can hear, I just want to ask if you could keep the conversations down to a minimum.
Yeah, so as I was saying, like in the early periods of Christianity, if some Christian father was asked, "Can I marry your daughter?" A nephew comes and asks, he would also say yes. It was only later in Christian history that that was considered to be incest and was outlawed. And actually, what the outlaw of cousin marriage didn't extend just to first cousins. Like, I don't know if you realize this. It extended to second, third, fourth, all the way to seventh cousin. That's how much the church, for some reason, decided and decreed that we don't want any kind of cousin marriage.
Yeah,
But that had
for
a
some
big
reason.
impact on the size of like the average family size. It had a big impact on religiosity and all kinds of other factors.
Who wants like a giant inbred family? Who wants that? What?
Highly recommend you read the book of Joseph Heinrich, who has a thick volume talking about this. He actually makes an argument that cousin marriage is associated with the rise, like banning cousin marriage is associated with the rise of technology and IQ. So it's right up Andrew's alley, but this is not necessarily a good thing for the reasons that I explained.
Ready for you.
This one's for Daniel. Andrew has established that at the beginning of the debate, the causative chain to lower IQ is inbreeding. Now, the inductive case is going to be Islam both allows and often promotes inbreeding that's causing lower IQ. What in Christianity is causing them to be a lower IQ so that we can compare these two?
Well, one example that I gave in the debate is interracial marriage. So interracial marriage can also contribute to lower IQ. If anything that lowers IQ is something that's bad, then Christians and
But wouldn't that actually raise the IQ? Say there is a race that has a lower IQ on average and there's interracial breeding. Wouldn't that, like, through the process of marriage and breeding, raise the IQ of the lower? Even if it brought down the IQ of the higher? I mean,
should be against interracial marriage as well. That's one example. He didn't really respond to that, but that's another thing highly associated with lower IQ. Also, education. Secular education is associated with higher IQ. Religious education is correlated with lower IQ. So you'd also have to insist that people go to secular education instead of religious education if your only priority or your main priority was increasing the IQ within society.
Well, but that's not the main priority, right? The idea isn't that, the idea is not that this is the main priority. The idea instead is which one makes for better societies, and we can point to a correlate for why their societies are not better. He keeps on strawmanning the position and saying, this is the only thing you care about. It's not. It's not.
My question is for you, Daniel. Using and maintaining AI requires a massive energy source and infrastructure in order to be used. If Muslims plan to use AI to make up for your retarded nations, how do you plan to implement the infrastructure and build the necessary power to use AI when you can't even build your own technology? You buy it from middle management nations. And by middle management nations, in this case, you might not understand, I mean high IQ nations.
Here, let me paint you a picture there. So you have your high IQ nations, and they have the AI, and they have their power sources, and you have the Neuralink, and everyone is plugged into the cloud, and you're like plugged into the masturbation machine with your nonstop virtual AI porn that you're addicted to, and that dopamine is surging. You're in a constant state of euphoria, and then guess what? The Muslims, the low IQ idiot Muslims that have been living in the desert with their donkeys, they're going to come and they're going to slaughter all of these people hooked up to the masturbation machine. They won't even be able to stand on their two legs because their legs have atrophied to such an extent.
What does this sci-fi fantasy Like, how does that answer what does this Dune sequel say? What does that answer about his question of how low IQ Muslim nations are going to build the infrastructure to support the thing that are supposedly going to balance out their IQs?
That they can't even walk. That's the future of the West. That's the future of the high IQ. The horde, the biomass of Muslims are going to come with their swords because they don't have the high IQ necessary to actually develop guns and manufacture them en masse. They're going to come and slaughter all of the high IQ geniuses. That's a kind of future, right? Right?
I think there's one clarification.
Clarification. So I wasn't talking about like how we get to, you know, where AI is or what you're planning to do with it. You said you were going to implement AI to combat. So how are you going to utilize or build these infrastructures for the AI? That was my question. If you don't know how to.
No, the point was that
the point was that I can't answer that question. There is no good answer, so I made up some kind of fantasy novel.
Nations that give access to Muslims that are not aligned with the West. So China, for example, has its own IQ or AI facilities that they can provide and as a way to battle Western hegemony. And you have contracts that exist between China and these Muslim countries.
So the Muslim nations are going to have to rely on China? And China is supposed to be benevolent towards them? You know, the famously benevolent country of China. The famously gracious. I mean, if that even did play out, then what would happen is the Chinese help the Muslims eradicate Western culture, and then the Chinese would just eradicate the Muslims. So where does that lead to?
For energy, like where is China getting its energy? It's not mainly coming from mainland China. They're getting it from the Middle East, from Muslim countries. Okay, so there is a quid pro quo economic agreement to give access to those technologies to Muslim nations.
What do you think, Char? Talk to the people.
Hi. So unfortunately for you, I am the Andrew Wilson of AI debates. And here I am before you asking you this very simple question. Since you like AI, and you know about Peter Thiel and Elon Musk and Neuralink, you surely know that AI is a prerequisite to transhumanism. So here you are promoting AI as an IQ equalizer, which, by the way, looking at the charts of IQ that AI has as it has been tested, in the last 20 years has outperformed Muslim countries for the last 1,400 years. Carrying on, as AI gets better, there's going to come a point where, say, AI decides that your countries don't need to exist anymore. It can take over your energy. Can you give me the list of names of the donkeys you would use to fight this transhumanist AI?
Yeah, look at this guy. Like, did people see you? All of these dysgenic people come to the debates, James, and the guy is like not even 100 pounds, and he's talking big as if like this is some like great point that he's made, great point that he's made about AI. AI is going to wipe you out. The entire point.
Okay. Hold on 1 second.
I
All right,
know
1 second.
that you're upset.
We have to hold on 1 second. We just all right. The questioner jabbed, so Daniel's going to jab a little back. We got to give him a chance to speak, though. We have to
can't handle it,
He
James.
can take
They
it.
can't handle me to mock them. Okay, so
I don't think that's a problem.
Again, as I mentioned, the kind of technology that's being developed is going to destroy all of humanity, not just Muslims. I know you have a fetish for seeing brown people being exterminated. Maybe, I don't know. It looked like you were pretty excited there. about other people being exterminated, but the wider point was that technology is also going to come for you. Maybe not you. Maybe you're in bed with the Peter Thiels of the world, but for the rest of normal people around us, they hate people like you. They view you as these transhumanists who only care about progress at the cost of human life. So you're actually hated by the vast majority of human beings in the world, including Christians.
We have to wrap up due to we have had a fantastic debate. So first, before I go on with any housekeeping stuff, I want to say please join me in giving a round of applause for our speakers.
Yeah, all right, that was a fun one. That was a good one to round out the stream with. Destiny versus Nick. Oh, that's from 2 years ago. Well, let's take a look.
But the reality is, the United States wants an ally in the Middle East. Israel is our best ally that we have in the Middle East. Just like Turkey is a strong ally in the Middle East.
Because we give them money, that's why.
The idea that we need like a Jewish conspiracy or some Jewish plan to explain that, we don't need one. Just like we don't need a Turkish conspiracy.
Wait.
Just like we don't need a Turkish conspiracy to explain why we're so close to Turkey in the Middle East, despite all the political disagreements that we have with them.
I wanna really laser focus in on this. So, Stephen,
did you finish your point before he starts?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so Stephen, I want to hear what your opinion is on Israel. So, if I understand you correctly, you're saying that Israel is America's closest ally because Israel benefits America the most. Is that right?
I'm saying that Israel is a close ally to the United States because there's a benefit for them being an ally in the Middle East.
What is the benefit?
Yes.
The benefit is geopolitical. The benefit is that we've got a strong ally in that region of the world.
Okay.
It helps us deploy military
restating
assets.
yourself.
It helps us have bases in these areas. Yeah, sure.
How many bases do we have in Israel?
I don't know how many bases we have.
Okay, really? What do we deploy from Israel?
I don't even know
The
in
answer's
terms of
nothing.
economy.
The
Nothing.
answer's
There's
nothing.
absolutely no economic, no beneficial interest
Nope.
whatsoever for
Nope.
Israel being there in the United
no
States.
Israelis died in the Iraq War. Everything in the big controversy actually for the Muslim world is that Saudi Arabia allowed us to station there and use their airspace, which is like a total.
We're friends with Saudi Arabia too, are we not?
I know. But
Is that
we're not
a Jewish
arguing about
conspiracy?
Saudi Arabia. We're
Wait,
arguing about Israel.
why are we friends with Saudi Arabia if the Saudi Arabians
Well,
and the Jewish
don't
people
change the
get along?
subject.
Wait,
I
no,
wanna
I'm
know-
curious.
That's the point.
If they don't always get along, why are we friends with Saudi Arabia then too?
Hang on. We could talk about Saudi Arabia in a second. I want to talk about Israel. So you said that we're allied with Israel because they provide us a benefit. I said, what's a benefit? You said, well, it's a geostrategic. I said, what does that mean? You said, well, we deploy stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I just said, well, no, actually, they don't do any of that. So I want to stick to the same question. What does Israel do for us specifically?
Specifically, I wouldn't be able to tell what Iraq does for us
you don't know.
specifically either. No, I don't know.
So you
100%.
have no idea.
I don't know.
Okay, well, the answer is
tell
nothing.
us.
And the answer is nothing. We give them $3.8 billion per year in aid. That's in addition to all kinds of other special provisions. Every other country, because you're right to some extent about the foreign aid. We give a lot of these countries foreign aid, but there's a reciprocal advantage for foreign aid. Like, for example, we give Egypt a lot of foreign aid. You want to know why we give Egypt a lot of foreign aid? They became the second largest recipient of foreign aid after the Camp David Accords in '78. They were the first nation to sign a peace treaty with Israel. It was only after that they became the #2 recipient of foreign aid. But one of the benefits that we get from the foreign aid, besides that we brokered a peace deal with Egypt, it was very controversial, very unpopular, is that Egypt buys our military equipment with the money we give them. Israel's the only country in the world that they don't have to spend all the foreign aid money they get on the American defense industry. They can spend it on their own defense industry. Only country that gets that sweetheart deal. In addition, we have a special part of the aid that we give Israel that we give it all in a lump sum at the beginning of the year, as opposed to giving it over the course of the year. We give it to them as a lump sum. And what they do with the money is they actually buy our American Treasury notes so they can make interest. Isn't that beautiful? So we give them the money and they demand this, only one, in a lump sum, and they take the $3.8 billion and they spend a little on their own defense industry, they spend a little on ours, and then they buy our Treasury notes and they make a little interest off the money we give them. The other thing is this. We give it to them as a loan, which is important. If we gave it to them as a grant, we would have to monitor how they spend it. Well, they don't need that kind of scrutiny on what they spend it on, so they accept it as a loan, but we forgive the loan. So there's no scrutiny, but we also don't collect it back. There's also no interest. These are all the kinds of special sweetheart provisions we give them, in addition to them being the #1 recipient. And there's actually no tangible benefit that we derive from them. In fact, it's the opposite. Constantly, we are catching spies, like the Jonathan Pollard affair. In the Trump administration, they got busted for putting listening devices in
Wait, real quick.
Washington,
Can I ask a
D.C.
question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do we have any military bases in Israel?
You tell me. You just looked it up on your phone.
I
can
did.
see
So
that.
we do have military bases in Israel.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
I
have
see
your
that we have
live
radar
chat going on.
installations in
Tell-
Israel.
tell me about
Not
the
only
military
that, I
base.
see we have radar installations in Israel that literally help us keep track of what's going on over the skies of Iran. Do you think that provides us a geostrategic advantage? in the
No,
United
because
States?
Iran is not our adversary.
Do you
Why
think
is Iran our adversary?
Well, I think we understand. I have no interest in this topic, really. Obviously, Destiny gets wrecked by Nick Fuentes. It's true. It's something we should keep in mind, that we actually get no benefit out of sending $3.8 billion to Israel every single year. Something to be mindful of. But this was supposed to be a chill stream. And it was a chill stream. And I appreciate you guys. It's been fun. We had a good time. Check out, I posted a new video I want you guys to watch. Let's see if I can go find it. View your channel. Everyone needs to go watch this video and like it, please, and comment on it. Pro-choice panel melts down. I think it's one of my best debates yet. I took on an entire panel of pro-choice, as they call them. I just call them abortionists. And they're goofy and they're silly and they crash out, they melt down. But it's just a good showing, and it's a good way to get your head around all the arguments. We basically go through every single possible argument for it. So I'd love for this video to blow up. I think it would be great. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Happy Friday. Thanks for enjoying the stream. See ya on the flip.